This exercise is called strike phase. So if we're working on the left leg, what we're doing is we're stepping back and reaching, and then obviously if we're working on the right leg, we're stepping forward with the left initially, stepping back and reaching. So the major idea with this is we're loading up all the posterior tissues at once, and we want to do this in a kind of bouncy, soft manner. So we're not going in and statically stretching, we're going in kind of soft but getting that nice loading. Again, this idea of like a bow and arrow, pulling that tension, letting it snap back. The little details to look for are, so if I focus on my left, I'm starting here initially, and as I'm stepping back, I'm rolling onto my heel. So I'm not just stepping back and keeping my foot planted. I'm rolling onto my heel, which is adding a bit more tension into the calf, and it's also more consistent with actual gait, with the heel strike that occurs in gait. So you can ease into this, a nice small movement. We can start reaching just straight forward, and we're shooting the hips back. It's like we're folding from the hips, a nice hip hinge. And as you ease into this, you can begin to reach a bit further down. Now, with the different reaches, with the way that we step, we can change the line of tension through particularly the hamstrings. But at the moment I'm mostly working in what's called a sagittal plane. But if I step out a bit, I'm going to get more lateral tension, more into the adductors. If I rotate a bit, I'm also going to get just more spiral tension through the tissues. The next thing is with the way that we reach. We can reach both hands forward, one back, and it's all just going to change the tension throughout the body and give you slightly different stretches, which is for you to explore and see what really helps and feels good. Next thing is with the hand, we can go palm up, which is spiraling the arm, which is again, if the tissue is continuous in the body, it's just adding that extra bit of tension. So as I step back, I'm not just reaching here, I'm spiraling the tissue and reaching, and I get that extra little bit. For me, I felt it in my glute, but you're going to feel it in different areas based on your individual circumstances. Next thing that we can play around with is the heel. So ideally what happens in strike phase is that the heel bone is what's called an inversion. So it's tilted in like this rather than tilted out. The basic exercise is just rocking back and forth. But we can begin to rock back but also out onto the outside of the heel, which allows it to turn in, which is going to add the tension on this lateral line of the leg. And next, beyond that, we want to make sure that the toes are lifting up as much as possible. So we're not rolling back and keeping the toes curled down. We're stepping back and really lifting these up towards the knee as much as possible.